Hey guys, this is Vitaly from HowToMakeHonestMoneyOnline.com. I want to show you how to build an authority blog the easy way, without any shady stuff, without any backlinks or anything like that. And before we go any further, I just want to point out that there's a lot of misconceptions about authority blogs and what they really are. And what I just wanted to point out is authority blogs are basically blogs that have a lot of prestige in the eyes of Google and other search engines. And they have that prestige because they've worked their way up to it. They provide valuable content for readers. They get a lot of people commenting on certain blog posts that they make. And here's a couple of examples. There's HuffingtonPost.com, there's YahooAnswers.com, there's Squidoo and other websites like EasyArticles.com, and then there's also my own sites that I'm going to be showing you examples of that I'm also trying to build up and create an authority blog out of. Now these websites, I think you'll probably notice many times when you do searches in Google and you type in a certain keyword or whatever the case is, many times you'll see things like Yahoo Answers pop up on the top, Huffington Post pages appear on the top, and this is because these pages have more page rank and prestige with Google. And as I said before, they earn these things by providing valuable content and information for their readers. And another very important thing is that these readers, they also engage in this content by posting comments and questions, and this shows Google and other search engines that your website is very valuable to the reader, and they reward you for that by providing you with more authority. So in order for you to recreate the success, I've really broken it down into 3 steps. Number one, you need to create a website on a certain topic. Now, this certain topic should be preferably a niche, and for those of you that don't know, a niche is basically a very specific subject matter. For example, if weight loss was a market, weight loss for people over 40 would be a niche. Dogs would be a market, dog training for bulldogs would be a niche. Notice that in both of these examples, the niche is way more precise and specific as to the subject matter. Now, once you create a website, the next thing you need to do is you need to add great and relevant content to the website through keywords that are related to the subject. So let's take one of the 2 examples that I just mentioned, weight loss for women over 40. You're obviously going to want to write pages and content that are based on that subject. So you might want to talk about the most important diet pills that have been out. You can talk about certain dieting secrets. You can recommend certain diets. You can recommend weight loss programs, P90X, something along those lines. But keep each of your posts and pages very relevant to the subject matter and be very helpful to the reader. This is also very important. Also encourage comments on your website. What I typically like to do is in each post and page that I write, I also, at the bottom of each article that I post, I also ask people to ask any questions if they have any, or comment or share their stories. And this works out pretty well because there's a number of people that, they'll come to the website, they'll read what you have to say, and then if you say, hey, like to hear your opinion, so on and so forth, many times they'll do that. And this is very important for building authority with Google, because if you have a website that has people commenting on it, like I said before, this shows Google that people find it valuable, and then there's action going on in your website. And they're going to reward you with higher authority and page rank as a result of this. Now, the third step is basically a repeat of step 2, but it's very important to understand that you should never ever stop adding content. You should always add new posts, you should always add new pages, do it on a daily basis, do it on a semi-daily basis, but make sure that this is something that you do constantly. The more stuff you add, the more potential that your blog is going to appear under more search terms. I'm going to show you in a second a few examples of my own on this, but this is something that eventually builds your authority with Google, is something that's like a snowball effect. The more blogs and posts you write based on different keywords that are all related to your website subject, the more times it's going to appear under Google searches. And the more it appears under Google searches, the more potential visitors you're going to get. The more potential visitors you get, the more authority you're going to have with Google. And with the more authority that you gain with Google, the easier it is for your website to rank under more competitive keywords. And this is where the authority builds in. This is why many places like the ones that I mentioned above, HuffingtonPost.com, Yahoo Answers, if they type in, if they're ranked under a certain keyword that's seemingly competitive, they'll actually rank there higher and faster than most other blogs because they have authority. And this is something that you can also recreate. So with that in mind, I want to go over here and show you one of my websites. It's howtomakehonestmoneyonline.com. There's a link below this video that's going to take you there. And if you go to the home page of my website, what you're going to notice is that there's a lot of different posts that I put up. So you'll see like 5 ways to get indexed in Google faster, how long does it take to rank in Google, bring the freshest SEO course review. There's different subject matters that are all related to the main subject of this website, which is howtomakeHonestMoneyOnline.com. And if you visit this website, you'll pretty much see maybe every 1 or 2 days a new post up by myself. And this is very important for Google because when they come into your website and they see that you have new posts and fresh content on a daily basis, they're going to reward you with higher ranks. And another important thing is also comments. I don't know if you can see this, but there's actually people commenting on certain one of my blogs. This one has 6 comments. This one has no comments yet. But certain posts of mine have a lot of comments and others don't. And like I said before, comments are very important for building authority with Google. Always encourage people to write this kind of stuff. I want to show you something very important. If I go to one of my pages that has a lot of comments, let's try this one. Are backlinks still important for SEO, or are they bad? By the way, I just want to point out you should never use backlinks for building authority with Google. That stuff is a thing of the past and it's not going to work. Don't try that. It's a very bad SEO policy and it's going to end up having your site getting blacklisted or Google slapped. It's happened to me before. Learn from my mistakes. Do not do this kind of stuff. So, check this out at the bottom. I have a lot of people writing comments about this kind of stuff and sharing these things, and it's very important to interact with the people that are commenting with you. It gives them this sense that you're a real person. It also improves your reputation with visitors. This is very important for building authority. So, getting back to the main point of my website, like I said, there are constantly new posts being updated every single time, and as my authority with Google rises, whenever I put up new posts, they're going to get indexed into Google faster. In other words, they're going to appear in Google search, and I'm going to get more and more traffic, and my authority is going to build with Google. So as I said before, it could be compared to a snowball effect. The more stuff you put up, the more comments you get, the more and more and more the snow builds and gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and you're going to be ranked under different types of searches in Google, and you're going to get a lot of traffic. Let me show you one more website just to illustrate this point. It's another one of my personal sites that actually does have a lot of authority with Google, and it's called howtofightlikejasonbourne.com. It's actually the same website layout, and in case you're wondering, it's called Platform. It's a WordPress layout. But you'll see there's a lot of likes over here. Look at that, 147 likes. 4 people have shared this on Google+. 7 people have tweeted it. I also have people commenting on it pretty much on a daily basis. And if you can recreate this kind of stuff, if you can write good content and get people to comment on it, you're going to build authority with Google very, very quickly. So that, in essence, pretty much sums up what you need to do. And if you're confused by anything, there's a tutorial below this video that's going to take you through all the steps to build your own authority blog. Thanks.